A lot of cool stuff in this video. I'm going to be revealing the street wheel and tire setup for the '88 Mustang, the Red Fox project. The wheel that I got a pretty good deal on is not a stranger to Fox bodies. It's actually a pretty common wheel that some people go to, except for we found it left out in the weather and the chrome finish to them was not good. It was flaking off quite easily. So I got it powder coated with a cool color. You'll see that in just a sec. The tires that I got on it were an awesome deal from usedracingtires.com. It was $600 for the set of tires, $160 for shipping. Killer deal. I paid full price. This is not a paid promotion, but if you do want some tires, they have lots of cool tires that were lightly used and probably scrub tires, where if you want to try out a tire and not pay full price, that's a pretty good option. So being that we have some 5-lug wheels to go onto the '88 Fox body, what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1994-95 spindles and assemble the 13-inch Cobra brakes that we have for our little project, and we're going to put them all together, put them on the Mustang, and we're going to definitely, bolt up our new wheels for the first time. Ultimately, 5-lug swapping the '88 Fox, at least on the front, until we can get our fab equipment back into the garage. The rear end is going to have to wait for a little bit because we have to do a lot of welding, a lot of fabrication in order to put that whole package together. And that would, part of that is 5-lug swapping the rear. So, but for right now, let's focus on the front. So the tire is Continental Extreme Contact Sports, which are a 275 40 17-inch wheel on our 95 Cobra R wheels. And clearly we have this gorgeous, beautiful prismatic powder bronze chrome metallic, I think it's called. I think that's what the color's called. I love the bronze, and I think it's going to look really good on a bright red Mustang. Now, one of the delays that I was having was missing this hardware set. When I bought from LMR the brake kit, it did not have the bolts that bolt the caliper bracket to the spindle. So that's these guys. Then you got these four right here. These are your strut to spindle bolts. And of course you need 4. There's 2 on each side. However, if you want adjustability and some of your wheel and tire alignment, you'll be getting some of these camber bolts. So we got a set of these guys. Oh, forgot. Probably want to see the condition of the tires. So here's one of the tires. Looks like pretty much most of the tires. There's a lot of tread left. You can definitely feel these had been heat cycled, once or twice. And all the tires also look the same, where they have visible, track use, evidence of being on the track and things like that. Kind of how it's kind of knurled up a little bit, and you see it kind of rolling over on these little edges. But that is fine. That's okay, because they hold air. And that's the best part, is they hold air and they're round, and they're going to be able to bolt up to the Mustang, letting it roll around when we do our little 5-lug swap. Not to mention, there's probably going to be life left in these things for us to roll this car around, do all of our tuning to the motor and to the suspension and whatnot, and getting that car together. All right, look at the draw. Let's see. We have our first spindle. Now, what makes this a very desirable spindle is this little maneuver right here. That's what basically, to my understanding, which I'm no expert on this, but my understanding is that this spindle is very close in design to the Fox body, except for they updated the spindle so that it receives the later kind of nut and hub assembly that goes onto the spindle for the new brakes and things like that. And of course, it's going to have better brake options. We're gonna have 5-lug for more wheel options and all this other stuff too. But let's go ahead and get our hub. This is a brand new hub. The bearing is sealed and already kind of pre-assembled. So basically, I think all we got to do now, yeah, you can see it just moving around like there. We're gonna put anti-seize here. Good old silver stuff. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. All right. That way, when we gotta replace this one day, maintain it, it'll be easy. All right. This spindle, being that the steering is up in, being that the steering's right here, this is clearly a driver's side. So let's go get the driver's side rotor. Brake caliper up here. We gotta remove the caliper from the bracket so we can bolt the bracket to the spindle. All right, beautiful. We've got all the clearance we could ever hope for. There we go. Like that. Pin in here. Well, there's one assembled brake spindle assembly. Let's go see what it looks like under a wheel. Yes, it's a bit soon to be doing this, but boy, when you put it all together, that looks freaking good. We got a nice, this is going to be a front brake, so you can see that that front brake fills in that wheel real nice. Bolted up, no clearance issues. Caliper doesn't contact anything, doesn't hit the spokes or anything. We're golden for sure. Those lug nuts, those are some old lug nuts that I had for the 65. They work pretty good. We might be getting, because those are kind of meant for a narrow fit, we might get a new set so that we can have a whole lot more confidence that that's going to hold on the wheel. Because if it's a narrow lug nut and you have the space for the wider lug nut, just go with the wider lug nut. It holds it on better. There's more surface area that kind of holds that together and all the good stuff. So I don't think you guys need to see me put together the other side, but I will put together the other side. And it's getting kind of late in the day at this time of the video, so I think we'll pick this up on another day. So hold on, let me just cut real quick. All right, I will say that for the price of the brakes, it looks like we're getting a lot of brakes, especially for, oh, one more thing. also got dust caps. We definitely got to complete it with the assembly. All right, done. Anyways, big old brake, you know, average sized man's hand, but that's a big brake. The 65 Mustang behind me, it's 14-inch rotors. However, it is a bigger 6-piston caliper, where these guys are the, looks like 4. But it's going to be plenty, because when we put the hydro boost on it, we'll have some power brakes. That makes driving on the road when we're not racing easier. And but I'm excited because everything is coming together. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to just cut the video, and when we come back, we'll be putting the Fox body in the garage and bolting these up to the current strut assembly and steering rack. That way we can bolt on our new fancy wheels. We can get a pretty good idea what those look like and all this stuff, and it's progress. So stand by. All right, new day, batteries are all recharged. Let's go ahead, get the Fox body in the garage, and finally bolt up this spindle and brake assembly onto the Fox body. That way we can check out what these wheels look like, because I'm eager. I think it's gonna look pretty slick, the bronze with the red and stuff. This might be a little bit of a delay. So here's what I'm up against right now. Like, I don't think it would be a problem for me to like just lube this guy down, break it loose, to just unbolt it and come right on out. But looking at the rest of the condition of like this and the lower control arm bolt, the rust is just so bad. So I think I'm going to put the wheel back on, and we're going to have to continue this when we get the K-member and new front struts. That definitely has a pretty good cost to it. It's about $1,800 or so. But looking at the condition of all of this, I think it's necessary. Not how I wanted the video or my afternoon progress on the Fox body to go, but it's going to have to. We're gonna have to put a little bit of a delay on this one. Put the wheel back on. All right, so I was trying to think of how exactly to either progress or end the video, and it looks like with the amount of rust that's on the Red Fox, it didn't make sense to put those spindles on the parts that seemed like they were already kind of like beat up, rusted, and a bit compromised. And so it looked like it would just be much easier that we just organize the parts, put them off into the corner of the garage right over there, and when I go to buy the UPR front suspension that I would like to get for the Red Fox, then we could just remove the entire strut, crossmember, lower control arms, pretty much everything all at once. And when everything comes off of the car, that would probably be easier than fighting and then forcing those parts to kind of get put back together and assembled in that fashion. So yeah, so it we'll have to hold off. You've seen the wheels. The wheels are pretty cool. The brakes fill out that wheel very nicely, and I can't wait to get to it. But I think the smart move is going to be to wait, which kills me. It absolutely does. But other than that, the 65 Mustang, I think we are getting to a close on the project for Houston Speed Freaks, where all the welding equipment is going to be coming back, and we can get started fabricating and welding the 10-point gauge into the 65 Mustang, as well as kind of fixing the little structural mishaps that are happening over here on the passenger side of the vehicle. So I'm excited for all that to happen. I did, in the meantime, kind of like test fit some of the A-pillar bars and looking at, possible configurations of the door bars and trimmings and all that other jazz, but nothing meaningful, I guess, to really document at this point, because right now it's just like, man, I feel pretty bad, because it was almost kind of like a forceful surrender to like back off, reassemble the car, put the four lugs and the four lug wheels back onto the car, and go park it back in its spot, and then I will be here just waiting for the fab equipment so we can get started on the 65 Mustang for the most part. And then as soon as we kind of get to it, I was also looking at some options for the suspension and the parts that we need. It looks like we're roughly $3,000 for front and rear suspension. Sorry. So the front is like $1,800. The rear suspension isn't going to be as much, but I believe that's roughly $900 to $1,000. So it's not too bad. When you kind of think of the grand scheme of things, we're talking front and rear suspension is like a total of $3,000. That's not bad. Especially you're getting the Coyote cross member, you're getting adjustable shocks, you're getting the right springs, and as well as like the solid Heim joint kind of stuff for the rear end, because we're going to definitely go with the Pro one. So I understand they're a little noisy. You kind of hear all the clickety clacking that those kind of have when you drive around. I've heard about it. That's going to be something I just tolerate with the car. But anyways, I'm going to kind of reluctantly bring the video to the close. I hope you hit the like button. Comment down below your thoughts. If it's your first time here, why don't you think of subscribing, because we got roll cage, we have exhaust for 2 vehicles, Fox body stuff, race car side hustle stuff. Hopefully we get into some racing as well, but we really got to get the 65 put back together. And if you're looking for these videos sooner, if you want to see these videos real time, you can join the membership. It's $2 a month, and you get access instantly when the videos are uploaded. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate support from you guys, and I will talk to you later.